Are you going to start barking? So Itsy has a negative connotation to the phone. Of course, now you're not barking. There we go. So what we're going to do is change her perspective of the phone. So for whatever reason, a lot of people spend a lot of time and energy trying to figure out why. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to use a technique called counter conditioning. So what I want to do is call her over. Itsy, I put the phone away first. Itsy, come. I'm going to put her into a sitting position, and then I'm going to squeeze the treat and let her chew on it. While she's chewing, now I hold up the phone. And I'm orientating her eyes so she's looking at the phone. As the treat's about to be finished, I put the phone away, and then she finishes the treat.
Okay.
Come. Now, before she would get up when we did this, and that's an indication I'm not comfortable. So the fact she's sitting helps me understand that she's feeling a little bit better, and her tail's not as bad between her legs. Treat's getting ready to go away, the phone goes away.
Okay.
Itsy, come.
Treat. Treat.
Come. So again, I always start with the treat first and then bring the phone. This time I'm going to move the phone just slightly closer. There we go. Yes, those are some good treats. That's not very good footage when you go under the table, though.
Yeah.
Itsy, come. Come. You got to come to me. I can't. Now, if a dog is standoffish like this and we keep on catering to the dog, that caters to the insecurity. So we want her to, dogs get over things by literally moving forward. Sit. Now the phone is really close. But because she's looking at it while she's getting these really tasty treats, after a while, because dogs learn through association, the phone, the phone comes to represent, I'm getting a treat.
Right.
So every time the phone comes out, I get these tasty treats.
Right.
So what I would do is have you guys pull out phones at various times and practice delivering a treat while you're holding up your phone, and gradually you want to get closer and closer, not in one setting. So you start out here, one treat, next one, you're here, next treat,
Sure.
you're here.
Sure.
So gradually, eventually you get to the point where the phone is just right in front of her face, and she doesn't have a problem with it because she's getting something really
Sure,
good.
sure.
If every time you went to a restaurant, you found a $100 bill in the lobby of that restaurant, you'd probably eat there a lot.
Right.
So for her, if every time the phone comes out, she gets these high-value treats, man, take more pictures. Look at me, I'm smiling with my eyes.
Right.
So
right.
that's basically called counter conditioning.
Okay.
And so the two litmus tests that I have for counter conditioning is, can I get the dog to stay in a sit? Sitting is a more subordinate position, but it also puts a dog at a disadvantage. If I'm sitting and somebody tries to grab me, I have to get up first and then I can start running. So that I have to go through 2 or 3 steps before I can start escaping. So a lot of dogs, when I first started doing it, as soon as I pulled the camera up, she would get up and still can take the treat, but move herself a little bit further away. The other test is, can the dog take a treat? When a dog is really too overwhelmed, they will look around the treat and they won't sit down. So when you're doing counter conditioning, you don't want to push too far. Most people push too far too fast. So this might be a situation where you can only get the camera this close and then she stops wanting to sit. So if that's the case, then we always stop on a good one. And then the next time we do it, we start at the same distance. We maybe move a little bit closer. So each time you might only get an inch or two closer. But if the dog reacts and has an outburst, you won't push too far and you actually have a setback. So we want to just push until the dog starts to reach its limit, and then we stop, and then we go on to doing something else. Now, if possible, we want to roll the ball or do a little play time after a counter conditioning session. So they had a good positive experience with the treats. And then we get a little playtime afterwards. So it just makes it a very happy, positive experience for the dog.
Okay.
So that's counter conditioning.
Okay.